Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns ZSR 2 today for the Losers Bracket Round 4 race of the Wind Waker HD Randomizer Tournament between mcjawry and mcjawry, I can't talk at the moment, and Mr. Alberto. Joined on comms today by Chroma and Chiosha. How are you two doing?
Hello. I'm all good.
I'm doing great.
All right,
I
we're
am
gonna have
very excited for this one.
Got a minor tech issue we're figuring out, so I'm gonna let these two take over, and we'll get this race going shortly.
Sure.
All right, thank you so much, Cubs. So, this is Losers Bracket Round 4. We are deep into the tournament, and if you haven't been watching, you are in for a great match today. We've got two of the most experienced runners. mcjawry, who currently has, I believe, the fastest time ever recorded on Season 1 settings, and then Mr. Alberto, who has the fastest time ever in every single category in the speedruns for the vanilla game, and has been grinding the rando. So we are in for a great match today. Tio, I don't know, what are you looking forward to today?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match. Honestly, I'm looking forward to whoever's gonna win this because whoever loses will not be participating in this bracket anymore, and the one that actually wins this match will go against you, right?
Yes. So here on the loser side of the bracket, these players are playing for their tournament life. It's still best of 1. The next match will be best of 3.
Yeah.
It looks like we have the countdown going, and we're gonna get into it any moment.
All right.
Here we go. Let's keep an eye on these hints to see exactly what's going on.
Sorry, on ice cream.
One. Angular to Tower of the Gods. Okay. Tower of the Gods to Earth Temple. Uh-oh. And then Windfall to Wind Temple, the 3 slowest dungeons.
Alright, oh, I've got Dead Island, Mother and Child, Hyrule.
A lot of fairy islands.
Yeah.
We got Northern, Eastern, Southern, and Mother and Child.
Alright, some dead checks in Wind Temple. No Chumam is required, and it's in Earth Temple 3rd Crypt.
If that's the only required hint we have, which so far that looks like it, that's not a great hint.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of like singular checks in Dungeons Dead right now, and man, let's talk about these dungeons for a second. Oh, actually, let's talk about that Skullhammer location. Never mind. Skullhammer at Tower of the Gods mini boss. And that's gonna be very required before getting into Wind Temple. So we're gonna see Tower of the Gods before Wind Temple. But everything else we have no clue in this seed. Except it's gonna be a long one. We are a lot of Wind Waker today.
So those dungeons I think are mostly agreed on that they're the worst dungeons you could get. Like, this is not a good chain. Those are basically the slowest dungeons, I believe.
Yes, they are entirely the slowest dungeons. And yeah, I think I heard Alberto talking about routing between the dungeons, and he's put a lot of thought into trying to make the seeds almost as scientific as possible, finding the best scenario, paying a lot of attention to the spheres, which means like the order you're supposed to get the items according to the logic. But he's not afraid to step out of logic as well. It's gonna be a fun one today.
Yeah, that's for sure. Alright, and they are actually gonna go to different routes right now. Dory is gonna attempt to get storage. Oh, Deku Leaf. Okay, so
Instant leaf. Oh my god.
Al got the leaf, which is a very nice item. Alberto is gonna go for a storage thread to get it to, I think, is it dead? No, it's not dead. So he's probably gonna go to Rockspire to get an early higher sphere check. And meanwhile, Alberto is going to do some Windfall early checks, which it looks like it's paying off right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious. Oh my, yes, it is paying off. I am curious. We had Mother and Child hinted dead, so I don't know what Jawry is trying to rush with this storage
Double?
other than. Wait, another
This is,
bow?
yeah,
Oh my, Blinking, you
double
missed it.
bow.
Oh,
2 bows
my God.
at single. Back to back. This is already a pretty stacked windfall. But yeah, I agree with you. That's an interesting decision from Jawry to go to Mother and Child, knowing that it's dead. Although I know that he very much likes to do this route, this early sphere check route.
Alright, it looks like. Oh. Now the hints should be updated. Let's just give it a check in the chat.
Looks like it's all good.
Nice. Alright, so. And it looks like Jawry's storage strat pays off as he finds his first piece of the Triforce. So. Hopefully that'll save him from having to come back later, but I can't believe Alberto already has fire and ice arrows and a leaf 4 minutes in.
Yeah, that's
The
crazy.
most stacked single I've seen in my life.
No, for sure.
Now, in some seeds, that would mean instantly you can go do some dungeons, you can do Dragon Roost backwards, you can do Forbidden Woods instantly, but in a seed like this, this is really just going to allow Alberto to clear the overworld in any way he wants. He is already at 22 locations accessible, and with this out of logic available to him, Alberto has the entire world at his fingertips.
Yeah, especially things like the foolish are useful, but also just having the leaf and the bow specifically is very good. But yeah, you really need a lot to enter those dungeons that they need to clear, which is also part of why they're slow in the first place. And also, just once you get into the dungeon, it's not gonna go faster. Oh, but that's another sword. Alright, so...
Wow, what a... It's a very stacked early windfall.
What a windfall.
And based on the rest of the hints, you know, I think we saw Jawry head to Angular, which was hinted as a path. The top chest, it looked like it was dead, and then the inner chest was spiky. So we're going to have to come back to Angular to find out that path hint.
Yeah.
And instead, Jawry's opting for 2i, grabbing another hint. So trying to get something to propel his start. But it really looks like early windfall was a great choice.
Yeah, it usually doesn't pay off that well. And I don't think that Alberto checked the Lenza chest. So that's also something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I were to guess, whenever Jawry is gonna go to Windfall, he's gonna do that. But yeah. And light arrows.
Light arrows! 7-minute light arrows! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hell yeah.
And Jawry's done about 3 checks, and Alberto has light arrows, a leaf, and a master sword. Oh my god.
That was actually pretty lucky routing, because going to Great Fish is not something that you see commonly done, I feel like.
Yeah, it's strange when in seeds like this, Alberto has tendencies to go between rushing Sphere 0 and then rushing whatever is easiest to just get like single checks, swim checks. So I know he likes going to both top of Private Oasis and Great Fish pretty early on. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Light arrows instantly.
Yeah.
And on Jawry's side, we picked up a Triforce shard, and we got the Skull Hammer hinted again. so it's not
Thanks.
very useful. But he did find a delivery bag on top of Headstone.
Yeah, and
Which
knowing
we know will
that,
be required.
yeah, I know Tsumami is required.
Very interesting. Looks like Alberto, yeah, following up on the Great Fish Swim, he then went straight to Private Oasis, the other one I know he likes to go to.
Yeah,
It
okay,
makes sense to
that's
see his leaf, but
yeah.
looks like he's going for Cyclos next. That's an interesting play. A little bit of a slower singular check, but again, Alberto, I guess he likes these slower singular checks right now.
Yeah, and I mean, at least they're done. And Cyclist is usually hard to rotting, so I feel like if he's gonna do it and he has bow already, like that's a good point to do it.
Yeah, it's a very strange seed when you have not only bow checks sphere 1, but you have fire and ice checks sphere 1, and
Yeah.
you're trying to route it in is, you're right, it's very tricky, so it's good Alberto's getting out of the way, and then maybe he'll get even more check dense things a little bit later. Jawry going for boating course swim. Pretty RNG, pretty difficult, but
I'll got the light arrows in 7 minutes.
yeah, well, welcome in Dash Pepper.
Yeah.
So Alberto went straight to Windfall. Windfall at Tingle had the first bow and fire and ice arrows, the most stacked Tingle of all time. And then Alberto, his first swim off of Windfall, he went to Great Fish and found light arrows. Quite possibly the best routing to get light arrows we could have seen. And Alberto is just flying through with this item lead right now. Jawry's opting for some of the slower checks and hoping to find something to maybe get Windfall clear in one visit, but man, Alberto is just playing lights out right now. No pun intended.
For sure.
We got a spiky on Jawry's side, so far he's just found a couple pieces of the Triforce, but hopefully he'll get something to give him, send him in another direction in this seed. Okay, maybe it was a little intended. Maybe you caught me, but it looks like Jawry stored Din's Pearl.
That's neat.
Yeah, we do know based on the hints that Tower of the Gods will be in play before Wind Temple, logically. But it still could be a long time until we get all of the pearls we need and bombs, and we do know that Leaf is very early on, but still a lot of things needed to get into Tower.
Yeah.
Well, Alberto, yeah, getting these fire and ice checks done, these leaf checks done early.
And here's the Picta
I believe-
box. Alright, so the good thing about Alberto's routing is that he didn't go to Lenza. Oh, and that's a second upgrade to Master Sword. Damn, Alberto is really finding everything right now. He's soon to be only missing cheese.
Yeah, I'm gonna write down now where mcjawry's piece of the Triforce are, so because this is gonna turn into a cheese hunt very quickly.
Yeah,
So
that was what? Rockspire
going
and
for 2i. Yeah,
and
so
2i, yeah.
So those were definitely like two very slow checks that we could see Alberto take a long time to get there. But here's the third spiky chest in Ice Ring. Oh my god, Alberto's routing is just really going crazy right now.
Yeah. Divinity. Okay.
Not as exciting an item, especially since we know Hammer is gonna take a while to get to in Tower. But
Yeah.
Still, that's a nice find. Just the more spiky chest, the better.
And good thing for Jari that he's going to win for. He's gonna finally catch up on the island lead. That's your leaf.
Oh, and Alberto now sailing to Angular.
Yep.
So it'll be a while. I'm sure once he sees this top chest being dead, he's gonna have to put his thinking cap on, because again, Angular is the path to Tower of the Gods. So I almost want to assume that Command Melody or one of the pearls is going to be in that inner cave.
Yeah. But also, something that could be interesting to see is because Tower of the God is back to Jahala, which could mean a shield. So it might mean double dip on TWG.
That's a great point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, we could have to double dip.
That would be a
so
great
that would
seed.
make it more likely. But I do think if that's the case, then it would have to be Command Melody at Angular Inner.
Yeah.
And we won't see the runners double dip for Command Melody. It is a logical requirement, but
Oh yeah.
I can't see a world where they play the song. Uh-oh. We're giving up on light arrow strats.
Not having much success with it. Oh, good, yeah.
Then he is forced to go for the collapse after missing the normal arrows, and he backs it up.
Yeah.
So... Alright, and we know he's going to get a piece of the Triforce here, and a pretty useless hint. Oh, also, I just realized, we had a hint sword at DRI. So Alberto knows where his last sword is. It has to be one of the 4 checks on Dragonhurst.
Oh, true. Then I guess this is really a cheese hint.
And let's see. Oh, looks like Alberto made the right play not doing Lenzo clip. Jari getting the checks out of the way, but nothing's there.
Yep. That's always sad.
So, about 15 minutes in here, and the runners have exactly the same locations checked on their tracker. Jari has some of the more dead checks like Cliff Plat and Bird's Peak done. Oh, Cliff Plat had 1 pearl. And Alberto has the very much spiky checks like Ice Ring done. So I'd give Alberto a slight advantage right now, but I am very happy that Jari decided to come to Windfall and didn't wait for that first Picto or anything.
For sure. Oh, and actually, Alberto can clear this island.
Oh yeah, it's a full clear horseshoe. Very nice.
Yeah, very early full clear horseshoe. With a spiky too. Yeah.
And not even needing the light arrows, but just fire and ice making that combat so smooth. Oh, there you go. Turn back for the feather.
Yeah, especially with TWWHD having the sword.
mcjawry with a very nice super swim peak on Crescent, able to get it done, and then bringing his swim to Dragon Roost, because maybe he didn't have enough speed to make it somewhere else, but we love those swim peak strats. They're very hard, but when you're able to pull them off, it's going to give you a pretty clear advantage.
Yeah. Also, I hate to say it, but my double tip theory was wrong. I'll just got manually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, then I'm really curious what this Tower of the Gods to Earth Temple hint will be. Oh, you know what? It's the hammer. I feel like, because you need the hammer to get to right side Earth Temple, I feel like that is just referring to the hammer.
Right. And that's the last sword on Jari.
Yep.
Alright, so 20-minute scene. All swords, all bows.
Looks like I found another spiky at Dragon Roost here. Now, will Alberto go for early diamond step? No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's a trick he really likes.
Yeah, when you're able to skip diamond step in a decent number of seeds, and the hookshot ends up being pretty late sphere, but in a seed with Wind Temple, it's a lot harder to skip. So,
Yeah.
but I like the play. I don't think it was super necessary. Could it also be power bracelets? You know, that's a great point. If Angular Pearl leads to Tower of the Gods, and then Tower of the God has bracelets, that definitely could be possible. So I think we know the hammer is in Tower of the Gods, so that it could be it, but yeah, it's not guaranteed. Jari picked up a bottle there from the fly across check, so he's the first one with access to saving Grandma, which we know is a very required thing. Even if she doesn't have any items, you have to save Grandma.
Yeah, what are you gonna do without the soup? And alright, that's all swords for Alberto. And Jory's gonna join on the old bows gang pretty soon.
Yeah, so at this point, the runners have very even items. Yeah, so Alberto is up a sword and a picto. They have different pearls from each other. And Jari is up some, like a piece of cheese, and yeah, this is a really interesting start. I'm really liking the way this race is gonna pan out.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Alberto, I mentioned earlier that he had like 22 locations accessible. Jari had something like 15. At this point now, Jari still is in double digits. He's about 11 checks accessible. He's been finding items to keep it going, and Alberto's down to 7. So, finding a little bit more of a choke point, especially since we know of those 7 checks, Jari's done some of them, and they're not that great. They pretty much just have a pearl and then a couple of unknown things like Pompey and Vero.
Yeah.
More spheres or spikies on mcjawry's side. Let's see. Shield number 1. Alright.
Nice.
Now, mcjawry is here at outset. He has a bottle, but he doesn't have a fairy or a way to get one, as far as I know. So, a little bit of an unfortunate trip, but I don't know. Jari still has so much available to him. I'm really curious what's gonna get these runners. What's gonna like cause an advantage. Alberto is. That should be the pearl he just stored, Din's pearl.
Yeah.
But without bombs, I don't think we're gonna see anyone rush tower.
That's for sure.
I think
Or at least,
bombs will be a huge item.
yeah, definitely. And also Alberto needs bombs anyway to get this one piece of Triforce.
Oh yeah. Yeah, getting into Rockspire.
Yeah.
I know there are some ways to do Rockspire leaf only, or I think both runners still have that chest on top of Angular. They could take storage if they really wanted to, but I imagine we're gonna at this point see Alberto put off Rockspire for a decently long time.
Yeah. Alright, at this point both runners are doing already known checks.
Now, when watching mcjawry warm up earlier today, I did see him go for early diamond step. Despite like no hook shot and no clear hints, he went to early diamond step and found a double spiky. So that was just a practice seed, but I know things like that definitely tend to stay in the runner's head. I would not be surprised if we saw Jawry go for early diamond step.
That would be
create
cool.
another. Yeah. The more we know, the better. The more differences we know. Alberto's just getting down to 6 accessible, and from what we've seen, we know they're pretty much all dead. He's actually warping a mother and child. I'm curious. Oh, for his fairy. Okay. You know what? That's a smart play, because lots of times runners get fairies from dungeons or the early sphere fairy islands, and we had just about every early sphere fairy island hinted dead, and we have the slowest dungeons in the game. So yeah, I like that routing choice from Alberto. Nice feather drop from mcjawry, using the boomerang to grab it before it falls into the ocean. Alright, and now we're going to see decision time.
Alright, so that's the shield.
Looks like mcjawry, yeah, he's gonna have to, using this warp to swim. No good warps left. Something I noticed about when Alberto plays, like, Alberto rarely wastes a warp. He has checks that left for him at Windfall when he goes back, and then I'm sure something there will propel him to have more, hopefully, useful warps, but it's very rare to see Alberto waste anything. Ooh, unfortunate for mcjawry.
Yeah, it's pollution. That's fine. That's also why you save. Besides doing save scumming.
Looks like Alberto lost the RNG battle. Didn't actually get a green shoe there. And just like you mentioned earlier, more times where the runners are just following each other's footsteps right now.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah, there's not too much else they really could do at this point.
Yeah, they're pretty much
There's still
stuck
some-
doing each other's spears.
So the only looking at the runners' trackers for something unique, the only unique in-logic check that I see between the two of them is really the Pompey and Vera check. We know the chests at the chests at Lenzo's house are dead, but in logic, I think Pompey and Vera are gonna have the next bit of progression. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see these runners step out of logic very easily, but I would put money on Pompey and Vera having something good.
For sure. Yeah, but Al is gonna have to go back to Infor like right now.
Yeah, Alberto officially has no more in-logic checks, except going back to Windfall. So, I don't know if we're going to see him swim straight to Windfall. We might see him try to preserve a warp where he can and keep swimming, but the logic of the seed is definitely telling him just to go back.
Yeah. Alright, but the question is, what will this Pompey and Vera check be? I'm honestly kind of leaning towards bombs, maybe?
I'm gonna guess hook shot, and then they're gonna have to go to diamond step.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, let's say.
Or here's something at Islet. Alberto getting paid off going out of logic. And ooh, well, unfortunately for Tom,
yeah.
Or unless, yeah, Tom was calling not Pompey and Vera, he was calling that chest. There you go, yeah, called it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But that's an open Tower of the Gods, although without bombs, it's only one check.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
that just leans towards them getting bombs pretty soon-ish. So either Pompey and Vera is gonna be hookshot or bombs or something that leads to bombs, I think.
yeah, I'm starting to like your bomb call a lot now.
Or it could be Grandma.
Yeah, so this... You know what? That's actually a great point from Super Dude in the chat. The Angular to Tower of the Gods. That could also most likely be bombed. So maybe we'll actually see Mirror Shield at Pompey and Vera? Because there's no real paths to Tower left.
You're right, you're right. I guess Soup is right. Or could it not be Grapple, maybe? No, I don't think you need Grapple.
I think Leaf serves as a replacement for Grapple, or a side requirement for Grapple.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but you're right. There's some Grapple logic in Tower that makes it a little complicated. Yeah, well, see, that's a funny thing. If Angular leads to something that blocked Islet, Islet's really only blocked by bombs, so that would support the bombs in Angular hypothesis. So I like that call. We're gonna have to keep an eye. And this Alberto is down to one check accessible. He's already hooked up Pompey and Vera, but he's got one accessible in Tower of the Gods. But it's, again, I put money on Pompey and Vera having something right here. Could be the Mirror Shield to lead to Angular. Could be something else on some crazy path. But unless Alberto did something weird on his tracker, this has to be a progressive item. And meanwhile, mcjawry is also down to 3 accessible. And he just picked up his Picto, so he's gonna have to come back here.
And that is a mirror shield.
Wow. Yeah, so the call from Soup really making sense now. That's gonna lead us to Angular Inner, which I think we're gonna see Alberto go straight there.
Yeah.
And
And he doesn't really have a choice, does he?
No, unless he wanted to keep going out of logic for some reason. But no, he's swimming to the Southern Ocean. Getting a little bit lost, I think. But there it is.
Oh, good.
Meanwhile, mcjawry, you know, cleaning up an ice ring. He picked up his Picto, just got his last sword, and I'm trying to remember what was inside this cave here. Maybe it was Cabanadid?
Yeah, it was.
Alright. So, if Jawry is able to go back to Windfall just for Pompey and Vera, then he will be pretty much right behind Alberto. They have everything else the same on their tracker, except mcjawry also has to go to Islet, and Alberto has to go to Rockspire for that Triforce Shard. Otherwise, these runners are extremely close. So you can see Alberto's lead getting into Angular is... what you can see is pretty much what the actual lead is. There are still... We know that mcjawry's trip to Rockspire was useful. It was a Triforce Shard, but... it's still going to be pretty hard to make up this deficit right now. Alberto is going to be the first one in the dungeon. Because, yep, just like we thought, there they are. There are the bombs, and that is a fully open Tower of the Gods. And that's just about all that's open. I am curious seeing... Oh, he's going for storage. I wonder if Alberto wants that delivery bag on top of Headstone.
Well, you know, that might make him skip, Big Bag entirely, and if he can afford that, I think, yeah, he wants to.
Wait, what is mcjawry doing?
Is he
He's tree clipping into Eastern Ferry, which was hinted dead.
Does he want a fairy that bad?
He wants a ferry that bad, but instead of clipping into a useful ferry island... Yep, he just realized he clipped into a very dead ferry island. Yeah, there's not too much of a point, which I just did, and he's leaving now, but he's still gonna have to save quit.
Yeah.
So... yeah, and Alberto save quitting to get back to Angular. He's not going to chain this storage anywhere. It would have been nice to see Alberto try to take that storage, maybe to one of the other fairy islands to get it out of logic while he had the storage, but swimming with storage is quite hard, and I think we're just going to see a tower trip right away.
Would make much more sense. Also, I have to say that Dara as the first dungeon, disgusting.
Yeah. We had an idea, like, we know Hammer is going to be in here, which is required for the other two, but still. It's 37 minutes in, heading into tower, that's, yeah, not great.
Yeah.
Jari is now tree clipping again, but he is at Thorned Ferry. This one is in, well, it's not hinted dead, so... Yeah, so even though Alberto, he just had to sack a warp to Mother and Child, that he's going to be making up time on Jari. Unless there's some item here which is really useful.
Watch this being the hook shot.
That's probably the best item you could find right now. Because we know where Leaf is. You know, Iron Boots would be useful. Power Bracelets would be useful. But
Yeah.
a piece
I
of heart
know.
would not be.
Yeah, right now one has to convince Jory to go to Windfall and not save Grandma right now. I mean, he's forced to save Grandma. That's illegal if you don't. But still.
Yeah, Grandma is his only check in logic, but that's only because he hasn't clicked off the picto box he found. So this is another instance, like we saw, I'm trying to think back to previous race. Yeah, where in Jari's race versus Joash, where he went into Tower of the Gods without needing to because he didn't know that he had bait bag in his inventory. But we did just see, alright, Jari just clicked off Picto, so he went up from 1 accessible to 2 accessible. He did realize his mistake, but these tracker errors or just very slight missing items is not a good trend.
Yeah. Especially since Grandma is gonna take a lot longer than expected. From clipping to, I think, Eastern to going back to Thorn, and now finally getting this check. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Alberto, like, the combination of being able to do Grandma on his first outset trip, being able to do Lenzo efficiently in 2 windfall trips, and not doing the clip early, this is really some of just the small things that are giving Alberto an advantage right here.
Yeah.
That is also, yeah, very funny. All keys on floor 1, Tower of the Gods. So one of those small keys just is not going to be used, but maybe the rest of Tower is going to be quite spiky. I believe we know that the hammer is at the mini boss specifically, so we know where to expect one item, but everything else is no idea. And it's really unfortunate seeing mcjawry get bottlenecked like this. He is just forced to go back to like warping for 1 check at outset and then 1 check at windfall, and then it's just not what you want to see at this point. But it's never, it's not over till it's over. This is Alberto's lead is mounting, but Jari still has a cheese advantage right now, and we're just gonna see. It's not immediately obvious what Jari's gonna do after finding this, finding these bombs, because he still needs to go to Islet to get his pearl as well.
That's a good point.
So, finally, yes, someone doing the light arrow combat in this room. Thank you, thank you.
Is that really
I
not
hate-
something new?
It's something that I see way too many runners use bombs in that room when they have light arrows. And someone always seems surprised that you can kill the Armos with light arrows, but Alberto, he knows. Of all people, of course, he would know. And Tom, thank you for proving my point. Someone learns every time. Every time it happens, at least one person learns. So there we go.
I mean, lasers are said to kill every enemy in 1 shot, so why would it not work with them?
Exactly.
They're not like bosses. Alright, at least Shari got his shield.
Yeah, but he's gone from one accessible to one accessible to one accessible here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once he finds these bombs, it's going to open up... I think it'll just open up, like, Outset, Great Fairy, and Islet. And that should be it. Oh, and Star Island, I suppose, so...
Sure, imagine.
A handful. There's a cheese at the second Armos inside Tower of the Gods. And more spikies. Wow.
Iron boots.
Iron boot.
We really don't need much. And that's yet another spiky.
We know the hammer will be in here, so we're pretty much just a hook shot away from clearing Wind Temple.
Alright, grapple.
That grapple, I think, puts Forest Haven and Cabana in... Oh, Cabana's not quite in Logic yet. We still need the hammer, but...
Yeah, we know it's not too far away.
So a handful of checks opening up for Jawry here. We know where his Pearl is, but we can see if the Star Island Gamba ends up being something else pretty nice.
Honestly, I could not see him. I could not see him go for Star Island. I really don't think so.
I like seeing Alberto. You know, I'm a huge fan of the hop storage strat here to get through the scales room very fast, but Alberto is going for some very consistent strats today, and he's executing them very well.
Yeah.
Unfortunate statue.
Unfortunate as you say that.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
But oh, and now he's getting bullied by the keys. But he still makes it through the room relatively error-free. And yeah, just these consistent strats are gonna help him push this lead now. We did see Jawry go straight to Islet, so you're right, he did not Star Island Gamba, or make his third outside trip for the one check.
Yeah.
But this is going to mean that Alberto is going to be almost an entire dungeon up in exchange for a piece of cheese at Rockspire and a dead check at Thorn. Meanwhile, Alberto still has some checks in the overworld that mcjawry doesn't, like that delivery bag. So Alberto definitely has a solid lead right now.
That's for sure. Unfortunate.
Going for the fast target hop movement, but just barely missing. He's gonna go for it again. There he goes. Yeah, Tom.
Oh, this is gonna end up on cheese.
Yeah, we are. Both runners have the full sword and the full light arrows. It is going to be a cheese hunt no matter what. But if Alberto is able to dungeon rush and he ends up putting off Rockspire, and let's say like Earth Temple is the last dungeon and it's entirely dead, then there is a world where mcjawry is just able to skip way more of these one of these final dungeons. I do think with Alberto's pathing, what I've heard him talk about in the past, with these longer dungeons, he prefers full clearing the overworld before heading into the last one. At least the last dungeon, but he said before he has different opinions on it. It really depends on your dungeon combo. And I haven't seen Alberto run one of these slowest combos in a little bit. So yeah, only a couple checks left, but it's nice to see both runners in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
Nice heart
Nice fourth
container.
heart. That's some big pig insurance for later in the seed, so you don't get one shot by him.
For sure.
Now here's where, again, I'd love to see how he gets him, but once you miss that first slash on the Armos here, using light arrows is really nice to just kind of call at them and skip their whole spinning death animation, but very slight optimizations with the light arrows. Now let's sit back and enjoy Alberto's Godon fight, which I know he's very good at getting this one cycle. Oh, just a little bit early on that.
Yeah.
Arrow number 3.
Agreed.
Unfortunate positioning for Godon there, not able to cancel the bomb cycle.
I'm going fully in the corner.
You know, it's very nice. In HD Randomizer, we start with full quivers and bomb bag, so we don't have to worry about spamming here most of the time. There are some scenes where you end up with no arrows at this point, but with a hint of dead paw print and no arrows wasted in the Wizrobe Cave, it's a lot better this season. So, Alberto spamming his way to victory in the end there. That's going to be the first dungeon completed, still under the hour mark, so that's nice to see, but it looks like we are... Alberto's able to head into Wind Temple, but with no hookshot, we're probably going to see him clear some more overworld first.
Yeah, one would assume. Alright, at this point I think we are missing 2 wild cheese, right?
Yes, we know about cheese at... both runners have at 2i, Alberto's missing 1 at Rockspire, and Jawry's missing 1 at the second Armos Crypt. So those are 3 of our 5 wild cheese. The other 3 are going to be at the bosses.
Yeah.
So let's see, mcjawry for getting the light arrows, and he's just going to be losing some time in this room. It's only a few seconds, but it adds up, slowly but surely. And, you know, Alberto, again, going for some just consistent strats, not afraid to sail. When so many runners love throwing in as many swings as possible, Alberto is just not afraid to sail whenever he thinks islands are close enough. And you're going for the check dance cabana here. I know Alberto's talked about it in the past, where once you find the Cabana deed, that's usually enough of a hint that you need that you know you need to go to Cabana. It just so happens that um, it's one of those items that it's very rare that you find the deed and then Cabana ends up being dead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, and there it is. Power bracelets are now gonna open up. That might open up the entirety of Earth Temple, actually. So
Yeah. Pretty sure that's all of Earth Temple. So now pretty much what we need is to find hookshot and those missing rifle pieces. And that's
Double
another
spiky.
spiky.
Wow.
Might be hookshot. Who knows? Although to be fair, we haven't found any tingle statues or a bubble, I guess.
Yeah, wow. I didn't even think about Tingle. Not hinted dead, no statues found. Yeah, there's always a world where we have a lot of dungeons to go through. This can end up being very mean, but right now, yeah, I don't even know what Alberto's gonna path here. He has all of Earth Temple open, half of Wind Temple open, and a bunch of random overworld things to clear. So, looks like he's gonna stay in the overworld for a little bit longer, at least go to Forest Haven, but yeah, I don't know. He has 28 locations accessible, which is just, that's absurd. Yeah, Alberto has not had any trouble with accessible checks this seed. Meanwhile, we've seen Jawry at 1 a couple times. Oh no! Jawry just barely missing the scale skip strat, so
Yep.
that's gonna be more time where Alberto opting for the little bit safer movement is going to benefit there. And uh-oh, speaking of Tingle,
Yep.
here is Tingle statue number 1. Yeah, we still have Tingle statues left in this seed. We still have a required note to Mom, so we know that's going to be an Earth Temple and lead to maybe the hook shot, maybe just one of those Triforce shards. But we also haven't found spoils. We haven't found Ghost Ship. A lot of nasty possibilities left in this seed, but now where will Al go? Is he going to Earth Temple or is he going for the Overworld?
My guess is on Earth Temple, but no, he's going for the overworld. Which, I mean, there is a good chance that hookshot is in the overworld.
Yeah, we don't have any more hints to rely on. Our Tower of the Gods to Earth Temple, I believe, yeah, that was a couple possibilities.
Yeah.
Did Alberto find the? I'm already forgetting where the power bracelets you just found were. Was that at the end of Tower, or was that once you got out of it?
That's a good question. I don't know. Oh yeah, Cabana.
Yes, thank you, guy. It was Cabana. So, so interesting. I don't think that was the path. It probably was Tower of the Gods to Earth Temple. I'm really not sure. Oh yeah, the hammer. That's what we discussed earlier. It had to just be the hammer.
Yeah.
That right side of Earth Temple. So nothing complex to really give us too much info. And yeah, it looks like Alberto is going to head to Rockspire, and he's going to find his Triforce Shard here. So one of the only pieces that Jawry had as an advantage, one of the only checks in the overworld that Jawry had as an advantage, is going to disappear now. I know Jawry doesn't like to check off his dungeon checks until he's completely done with the dungeon, so we won't have an accurate check comparison until he's out, but it looks like Alberto is going to have a 5 to 10 check lead, I'd say.
Yeah, around that.
As well as just like access to an immediate tower, and Jawry's gonna have to make his way into the Cabana first. Or immediate Earth Temple, excuse me.
Yeah. I gotcha.
That's shard number 4. And yeah, 2 more at the bosses, 2 more completely unknown shards. We know Note to Mom has something. It's not guaranteed that that's a shard, but it's very likely.
At this point,
it's very likely that it's either the shard or hookshot. The only
that would be nice.
known required items left. Yeah. Oh, and you see there, Jawry used the light arrows on the Armos in this room, so both runners using light arrows in a room where the other one doesn't. So,
yeah.
And Alberto is now in Tower of the Gods. He did leave a couple things left in the overworld, but they would have been not the most convenient to go get. Things like single tripping outset for the Great Fairy, or going to Star Island by itself. So, makes sense that we see finally heading to the dungeon now. Alright, looks like, well, Alberto is getting storage right now. He hasn't spawned the chest yet, though, so want to be careful that he doesn't accidentally soft lock himself in this room. Oh no, he's going for door storage. Okay. I know Alberto loves this strat. Just avoids all roll clips, avoids all chest storage shenanigans. A nice way to start go moding Earth Temple without full storage, but he probably will get it halfway through. That's an Alberto exclusive strat that I don't see almost any other runners do in HD Rando.
I mean, you have to do a roll clip anyways.
Yep, and he gets it first try, the bomb push.
Yeah. I feel like he might make an argument saying that the first roll clip that he skipped is kind of not lenient. But we're talking about Alberto. I feel like he can do it pretty lenient, but yeah.
Yeah, I think doing normal storage is just faster, or door storage is faster, and doing chest storage it's a little bit slower than getting everything first try, but it's just a very unique strat. If I trust anyone to go for the fastest, to time everything out, go for the fastest strat, it's Alberto, but
yeah,
that's a strat I haven't tried myself.
Alright, getting the storage midway through, as you said. I'll have the chest.
Yeah, you're gonna see having access to bombs, no headaches like in the Jawry Joash seed, so no worries about both this storage and getting the warp pod at the end of the dungeon. Alright, so now mcjawry, on his side, he's finished with Tower of the Gods, he warped to Windfall, and he's ready to start swimming again. Cabana is his next go-to. And it looks like he's going straight there. Now, he did not grab the delivery bag from on top of Headstone. He knows about it. He peeked it, but he didn't take storage there. So, without Hookshot, Jawry is going to be forced to go for the Cabana Weird Shot.
That's a good one.
Which is it's a frame perfect trick. And it's a very swag one, but... Oh no!
Oh no!
What do you do? I think he's realizing now.
Yeah.
Chest storage is not going to work out there. Meanwhile, I think Alberto... Oh yeah, so that spiky third crypt, this is Note to Mom that he's about to find.
Yeah.
Oh no, and Jawry just ran off the roof. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but also Jawry should really concentrate on getting this delivery bag, considering that no Mom is required, and I don't think this track is really necessary, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think if he gets it quickly, it's gonna be... Oh, there's the frame. Oh, what? That looks really good. I thought he had it. So... But I agree with you. This strat is not necessary. The way Alberto routed Angular to go back, get his inside item, and then take chest storage to Headstone, that was a really heads-up play, and it's paying off for him getting into Cabana, and now he's going to be able to deal with his Note to Mom instantly as well.
Yeah.
There we go. Very, very nice from Jawry.
Got it.
It's a very hard strat, but makes it into Cabana.
Alright, now the gap is really starting to become big. Alberto is now a full dungeon ahead. Oh, he hasn't checked all of Earth Temple, I guess.
Yeah, he'll have to go back, but I mean, Jawry still has to make up some overworld checks, like the top of Headstone and Forest Haven.
For sure.
So
If
Alberto
Jawry
will
decides,
definitely... Go ahead.
If Jawry decides to go for an Alberto style routing where he goes for overworld things before going into Earth Temple, then this gap is really gonna be noticed.
That's a great question, Dash Pepper. Alberto did save quit instead of taking the warp, so I think we're gonna see him just full clear Earth Temple here. But knowing Note to Mom is required, he's definitely gonna check it before Wind Temple at least. And if he's able to go mode Wind Temple, that would be extremely fun to see. And it would continue a trend of like relatively fast, slow dungeon combos, like getting these slowest 3 dungeons and then able to clear it quite fast. I believe, Alberto had a seed very similar to this yesterday, and he was able to skip like 20-something locations, just the way it worked out. In that seed, he skipped Earth Temple, but getting to skip Wind Temple is not as good. Very, very nice, but you do need to at least find a key to go mode Wind Temple. And it looks like, Jawry is opting for... This is a check we haven't seen yet, going straight to Outset after Cabana. Considering we haven't found bait bag yet, we should keep in mind some. I don't know. I don't say logical double dips, but everything that the runners are doing, just getting into Cabana at all, is out of logic. Technically, it's all out of logic until they find bait bag, which makes me think bait bag is likely somewhere like Star Island or even one of those 8 checks in Wind Temple that they could complete without the hookshot.
Yeah.
It could be a double dip Wind Temple in some regard.
Definitely feels like this seed is trying to be nasty, but then with glitched logic that doesn't really work. But yeah, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it's you're right. Like the glitched logic, or I guess the runners. We have glitchless logic on our trackers, but the runners go outside that all the time. So it's not it doesn't matter the whole lot what the actual glitchless logic is, but it's always fun to think about and try to get a read on the seed.
Yeah.
Jawry is now he's joined Alberto in Wind Temple. Skipped out on Forest Haven, as well as I think Western Ferry and Star Island, where there's only other accessible checks. But and so neither runner completely clearing this overworld. And what is that on Alberto's screen? I can't tell.
That was a ruby
Wallet.
bag. Yeah, wallet.
Okay.
My bad.
So definitely gonna be some interesting some interesting choices in routing coming out of Earth Temple now. We still haven't found any of the Triforce pieces that we need, but yeah, Alberto making his 3rd trip through and Jawry just starting his 1st. And there's a world where this basement has either 2 pieces of Triforce or hookshot on a Triforce, and then that note, that required note to Mom is just the last piece of the puzzle here. So there's a world where we're only a few checks away from go mode, but it's, I don't know. We also have Tingle statues in play, spoils left to be found, more random delivery bag items left to be found.
Yeah.
Bait bag left to be found. There's a lot of Windmaker left to be played, but the potential is already kind of crazy for a seed of this caliber. See that we thought would take forever. Also, that was maybe some of the cleanest, just like, movement with the analog stick to get those angles to shield the caskets I've ever seen. Alright, one last spiky to end off the dungeon. Oh no! And that's the kind of spiky that we were waiting for the whole time. Something to make the seed a little more painful. Yeah, that spoil is... That's gonna... I think that's gonna send Alberto on a overworld full clear before Wind Temple. Because now he has more accessible in the overworld than he does in that partially open Wind Temple. It was already doubtful that we'd see him go in without a hookshot, but now there's no way.
For sure.
I do think Alberto's done a really good job with his spoils. That green shoe that he missed on outset the first time, he picked up on a later save quit, so I think Alberto is all set with his spoils. Yeah, I really have no clue where he's heading right now. Maybe Western Ferry? Looks like he took a... Oh, Star Island.
Might find the bait bed that we've been searching for.
Yeah, you're right. Star Island is one of the checks that was accessible before Earth Temple, so...
Yeah.
Because everything with a spoils bag is technically a higher sphere than those 8 checks in Wind Temple. So there is a world where Alberto does go to Wind Temple first, just if he's trying to play with the sphere logic, but I think we've seen seeds that are like spoiler logs with 5 spheres, and we've seen ones with 15 spheres. There's no real rhyme or reason. It's too hard to get an exact science on the spheres themselves. Still, though, I guess we'll just have to see the vibes Aller's feeling, and a lot of options here.
Yeah, but it looks like Star Island was not a thing. I mean, that's a good thing. No one likes it.
If I'm not mistaken, Alberto actually has 3 checks here? Or not 3 checks, but he's able to do a lot here at Outset. He hasn't checked his mail yet. I think he's able to get his spoils done and the Great Fairy here. I can't remember if Orca was hinted dead though. For some reason, it looks like Alberto doesn't have Orca available on his tracker.
I don't think it was. Let me check. No, it should not be. Or it might have been... No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait until Alberto clicks on his tracker there. See exactly what's up. Or I guess
Orca is
he
not
just
dead.
showed us. Yeah, he clicked off the Great Fairy early and just still has to do Orca. Okay. That explains it. And that 5 to 10 location check lead that Alberto has now grown. Jawry's still a little behind on his tracking, but just doing a little bit of mental math with the checks that he does have done, Alberto has about a 15 check lead. And we're finally, we're gonna send note to mom here. We know it's required. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be here. If it's hookshot, does Alberto go to Wind Temple? If it's cheese, does he just keep going? I don't know. Wallet
That's our
now
baby
lets
egg.
bait bag. So that's interesting because that wallet he found in Earth Temple, which logically would have been behind bait bag because of the power bracelets at Cabana. There's Triforce from Beto. That satisfies the note to mom hint. But it also makes me think that there has to be a wallet in Wind Temple. Or Western Ferry.
Yeah.
The other wallet has to be in play somewhere. But yeah, Alberto is now 1 wild cheese and a hook shot from Go Mode.
My bet would be that those both are in Wind Temple, but we'll just have to see.
If the hookshot ended up in Wind Temple, that's nasty.
It has happened before. Definitely.
Yeah. The runners, it's 8 out of 12 accessible right now. That's including some marked off hinted dead locations, but yeah, it's gonna make it a gamble. And Alberto still has some spoils checks to do before heading into Wind Temple, but it's gonna be, yeah, he's probably gonna do Big Pig here, and then we still have Diamond Step, which we know can't have a hook shot, but might have the cheese. There's still a lot of islands left, but this dungeon advantage that Alberto's built up has really just come in handy. Finding that Pharaoh's Pearl early, not getting really just kind of bottlenecked the way Jawry did before Tower of the Gods. It's really just kind of been the name of the game right now for Alberto, and he has not let up the lead at all.
Thank you. Bye.
Let's see the Big Pig. I want to see a hook shot. I want to see a hook shot dug up from the ground right now.
For sure.
Send us into the dungeon. Alright,
That
it's
is
blue and
not-
white. That's not a hook shot. Oh no.
Alright, well, that's all fine. There is plenty of checks in the other world, but right now, I believe that it is more. It has more chance of being in the Wind Temple. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've hit the point where, even mathematically, yeah, Wind Temple just has more, and thinking about the spheres, Wind Temple is in logic still before Earth Temple. We still haven't found that first wallet that would have given bait bag that would open up the rest of the seeds. So if wallet isn't right here at Western, then these spoil, it's most likely in Wind Temple. Ew! Ah.
Ew.
Single statue. That's number 4. And welcome in Raiders.
Welcoming CSR in German.
It looks like you're here just in time for the back half of a really fun seed so far. We have the slowest dungeon combo, but Alberto was able to crack the logic, get the light arrows within 7 minutes, and he has not stopped. It looks like he warped to Dragon Roost, but he's not actually turning in the rest of his spoils checks. Yeah, maybe he's thinking about those spheres, thinking that the spoils bag in Earth Temple has to be logically, it has to come after the Wind Temple. Now the chance of a logical double dip Wind Temple, like the Wind Temple only is supposed to get you into Earth Temple and nothing else, that's pretty low. I do like your call, like hookshot is probably in here, but
Yeah, I like this play.
it's still a risk that Alberto's taking right now. And 2 items from Go Mode, and then not including the key that you need to get through Wind Temple as well. So now that mcjawry is done with Earth Temple, we can finally get an accurate check count. Looks like I may have overestimated a little before. Or maybe it was just because Jari was doing some more check dance things than Earth Temple. He brought the lead a little bit closer, but it is a full 10 check separation between him and Alberto.
Ouch.
Jari is 10 checks behind. We know, in terms of items, he's missing a Tingle statue from Forest Haven. He's missing a piece of the Triforce from Note to Mom Mail. And that's about it. Everything else Alberto did in the overworld ended up being nothing. Oh, but
Yeah,
actually...
he's also missing this other bag that he really doesn't want to pick up for some reason.
Yeah, that's a great point. We know the delivery bag's required, and Jari found it. He peeked it on top of Headstone, but he has not picked it up yet. He is going to get the bait bag here, so he's not going to have to worry about storage once he picks this up, but he is going to have to worry about routing in top of Headstone. Conversely, he's also going to get some checks that Alberto didn't get. So if mcjawry finds a Triforce or a hookshot here at Hosket and Hosket Girlfriend, that could make that could be a whole double dip avoided.
But no, it doesn't. Or I guess there isn't one more check, yeah. But
Yeah, there's one more check there, and then there's also the 2 at Windfall that Alberto skipped.
yeah.
If anything comes up at like those few checks, that's really Jari's way back into this race.
Oh no, not as Sploosh again.
And not the first sploosh we've seen from Jari in this run, which unfortunate, but that could be nerves. That could just be, you know, honestly, the swim looked pretty good to me. That was just pretty unlucky.
Yeah. Also, gotta say that I like the ski placements from Wind Temple. The back-to-back small key and boss key. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it makes the go mode very easy. Now Alberto really only needs a hook shot and a cheese.
Yeah, which so far no luck, but there is plenty of checks. Alright, meanwhile, Jari is kind of struggling with this swim, but that's alright.
I think that's a spiky on Alberto's screen. If he finds hookshot here, that might be GG.
Nope,
He
baited.
found bottle number 3. Okay.
At this point, we still have a chance to see ball percent, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Although one of those chests is hinted dead.
Yeah, this first chest is hinted dead, and I think we also saw Alberto make a tiny mistake. I think he kind of wanted to go into the Wizrobe room, but realizing he doesn't have hookshot, he's going to have to save quit to make it back to the Wizrobes and to get Makar back. Unless he finds hookshot right here, and he gets around that. Nope, that's the wallet. That wallet now puts Earth Temple in logic, it puts the spoils checks in logic, and it puts a possible double dip in logic. So it's now very possible that one of those spoils checks actually does have the hookshot. We've still got a couple more things to do before Alberto is done in Wind Temple. He is going to check this Wizrobe mini-boss as well as these top chests. I can't imagine a world where he doesn't. But it's looking a little like better for Jari. Jari's able to go to the spoils checks would have to be the Hosket Girlfriend that he's getting right now, which it's not, or it would have to be one of these 2 spoils checks at Windfall. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that
Everything else
really
we've seen
is.
from Alberto. Jari did get his his required cheese from the Note to Mom mail, but yeah, now he's locked into a couple more dead checks. It's gonna be really hard for mcjawry to make this comeback, but it's still possible.
I mean, there was a way, because like imagine if the last piece of Triforce is a windfall along with the hookshot, so that Mr. Alberto has to go back to do those checks, and Jaro would be in Wind Temple go mode, and considering the keys position, like there's a way for him to come back. It's gonna be hard though.
Yeah.
Especially with that spiky.
Oh,
Which,
wow,
yeah.
okay. So that's the final cheese. All we're missing though is a hook shot, which Alberto, I think he can figure out logically, because that other key, he's looking at it right now. It's locked behind the hook shot. I don't think it can be a vanilla hook shot. The Wizrobe mini boss, yeah, Alberto is correctly identifying that the Wizrobe mini boss, because it's logically locked behind the hook shot, because you need 2 keys, it's going to be dead. So he can mark off the behind stone head. He can mark off the Wizrobe mini boss, ideally, and more than likely, I think guaranteed now he's going to get his hook shot at either Let Him Cook, the Green Shoes, or at Dampa. And yeah, we now know that Jawry is not going to be able to go mode Wind Temple. He's going to have to go to the very top. So that might spell GG's. We're at the point now where it's still about a 10 check lead for Alberto, and even with this double dip, it's probably going to stay around that. Yeah, so the second key is a logical requirement for the mini-boss, because it doesn't want you to be able to spend 1 key and then just kind of lose it forever. So 2 keys are a logical requirement for both the mini-boss and the basement. Yeah, for logic. There are ways for Alberto to clip into the mini-boss, but because we know that one of the keys is locked behind, because one of those keys is locked behind the hookshot, we know that you're not supposed to go to the Wizrobe mini-boss until you have hookshot. Therefore, it's not going to have hookshot. So, yeah, Alberto is going to be able to skip at least 1 check. It looks like he's hovering his mouse over it right now. He's trying to figure it out. I hope he doesn't hover the check and then go back to Wind Temple. Because on his tracker, he's... Yep, no, he's going back to Wind Temple.
No.
Alright. Yeah, so unless I'm really wrong in the logic...
No, I think you're correct, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I am trying to figure out why it said that this check is accessible to mcjawry. Probably because it's the... Actually, I don't know. I could be wrong, yeah.
We're gonna find out anyways. Alright, is it Let Him Cook? Is it the... Yep.
Yep, it is Let Him Cook, so... Yeah, Face, that's possible, but I don't think that's the way the logic works.
Could you not?
Yes, yeah, thank you, Soup. I'm fairly confident the logic does not allow that, even though it's very possible. It makes it so if you go to the basement early, you essentially would, like, soft lock yourself for the entire seed. And the logic is designed to prevent soft lock like that, so most things that require a key have side requirements of multiple keys. So, Jawry finding his hookshot at Let Him Cook is going to let him skip this double dip, or Alberto's actually locking himself into a triple dip. He's finding a spiky chest, but
That's not hook shot. That's deluxe
Ah,
pizza
deluxe
box. Which
Okay,
could be...
so
Yeah.
that will send him back to Windfall for sure. He has spoils checks, he has Moblin's letter, and he has a deluxe pick though. But unfortunately did not figure out the logic there. He's leaving the door open for Jawry a little bit. Jawry needs to go straight to Wind Temple and have perfect go mode pathing, but we'll have to wait and see. He is heading straight to Wind Temple. He's going to have to make it up top in Wind Temple to get that piece of the Triforce at the hub room center, or hub room top chest. And he's going to need to find his keys, and then Jawry is go mode. Alberto needs to give green shoes to the Chew Man, and then he is go mode, so... Alberto already has his keys, it's going to be a little bit easier, but he's with this triple dip, he has opened the drawer for mcjawry. Oh no, and Alberto, the paths are just going even farther, because he's now found... He's found the ghost ship at Deluxe Picto, which is just a awful chain of dead checks. I do think
It's all
ghost ship
good,
was hinted dead.
Not sure, but it's all good. He's gonna get his hook shot right here, so no confusing path could be followed at this point.
Yeah, he's gonna... It's only gonna be a handful of checks to skip, but this will be go mode for Alberto. Not even just no mode, he does in fact have his keys, so this is a tried and true go mode for Alberto.
Yeah,
All he has to do
and
is beat Mulgera.
yeah, he's quite a bit ahead of Dory, so Dory's not quite gonna be catching up. We could see, yeah, we could see something close if one of them messes up a high roll bad, but like, yeah.
Yeah, we still have Mulgera 1 cycle to get through. We still have Hyrule to get through. This seed is not close to done yet, but yeah, at this point it's just an execution test for the arguable GOAT of Wind Waker HD. So if I'd bet on anyone to pass an execution test, it would be Alberto.
Yep.
I will remind runners though, or remind everyone, Alberto, in his match versus Mason on the winner side of the bracket, he had a crash in Hyrule. It was a very strange crash, very rare one that I wouldn't really call Alberto's fault. But the fact that he crashed, it's possible. It lost many minutes and ultimately led to him just DNFing the seed from that point. So it's not over till it's over. And even gods can bleed. But this is just going to be... We're going to have to keep close eyes on Alberto, and Jawry's going to need some really good pathing here in order to make it up. Alright. Chicka chicka time for Mr. Alberto. Nice little one cycle strat that's been really popularized over the past few months. Much easier than the old bomb version, but much quicker. But unfortunately, Alberto missed the first one here. It's okay. The first one is the...
Yeah, it's the fast one. Yep.
Nice. Alright. He skips the rest of the cycles with ease. Yeah, that first one's just not a huge deal to miss. And if you're just, by re-grabbing Mulgera's tongue as he goes back into the ground, you're able to just cycle and so quickly. And all that's left now is for Alberto to head down to Hyrule. Jawry is doing the Wizrobe mini boss fight here. This will give him the car, which will let him head up top. So mcjawry's got to be pretty close to go mode now, but Alberto has a solid lead, between a 5 and 10 minute lead.
Definitely.
And I feel bad. This is Jawry. Just one spiky chest from go mode. He's found 3 spikies in Wind Temple, and just 3 not useful ones. It's so hard to route going up top first. There's almost no reason to do it, but it sucks that this was the correct choice for Underseed. Yeah, Alberto is skipping Damp a Pig, he is skipping Moblin's Letter, and he's skipping Diamond Step. As the logical things he could have done. He's also skipped the basement and Wind Temple, I suppose. He checked just about everything else finding his go mode, but skipping one check there is very nice.
Yeah.
Happy 1 hour and 40 minutes, everyone. It looks like we probably will be getting our time finish in this range. It's going to be a 140 today, which is not the worst for these dungeons. But
Yeah, honestly, this is a pretty good seed with those dungeons in mind. Like, one can expect something around 145-ish. For those runners, I mean.
yeah, Face Melter in chat doing his best to give the curse to Alberto. No crash yet. This is where he crashed last time. And yeah, he stops his speed early and plays it a little safe. Messes up the jump a little bit, but avoided the spot where he crashed last time, and we are officially in Ganon's Tower. I am curious, Jawry, it looks like he is killing the basement enemies, so did he not get his key, or what's Jawry doing this for?
That's... Why would he? Yeah, that's a good question.
It's hard to tell based on this tracker.
I mean, I
I
don't...
quite see.
Yeah, because Big Key is not too far from one of the small keys. Like, he should have gotten it, except if he somehow forgot about it. Yeah, he forgot about it. That's fine. See a good story strat here. Almost perfect phase 1.
Very nice. Jawry doing the big key skip. Also very nice. So, yeah, I guess skipping the big key ended up hurting Jawry a little bit, but alright, we're already into 1 cycle.
Yeah.
Alright, very clean.
Alright, 1 crypt shot, not the double, the still a very fast pace. Let's see if we can get one of them truck shot.
I know Alberto is very good at truck shot. It's still a hard shot though because there's not a perfect setup, especially when you're doing it with gyro and just kind of look up and yep, perfect time.
Yep.
Jawry's ready to head down to Hyrule as well. He hasn't marked off everything in Wind Temple. I wouldn't expect him to in a seed like this where he's so close to go mode, but it looks like Jawry is skipping a lot more checks than Alberto. Alberto just had both the early game pathing and really that pathing before Tower of the Gods. Just not getting bottlenecked the way Jawry did opened up so many opportunities for Alberto. Nice L slide to get the ledge grab. And all that's left to do is put the sword in the big man's head.
Yeah, looks like this is an Alberto sweep.
That looks like a good one cycle setup. Very nice. Alberto, no shenanigans, no Picto unfortunately, but he does hit time. GG's to Mr. Alberto.
Gee.
That was a wonderful showing of both routing and just solid execution. And that sends him to the losers bracket finals now. Looks like mcjawry is going to DNF here.
Makes
He
sense.
is forfeiting at the end here. And looks like we are joined by both runners. GG's, welcome in.
GG's.
Alberto. Oh my god, what a close race.
Dude, wait, you just finished?
No, I just broke the barrier.
Oh my goodness. Dude, that seed was terrible!
It was awful, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, my heart is pounding. I got so nervous at the end.
Kind of same, but I was like, I expected to lose this one by a bit because I know that with the hard season like this one, which has like all the worst dungeon combo possible, lots of logic, you have the upper hand usually. But yeah, this was closer than I thought actually.
Yeah, the seed still nearly got me. Cause luckily, so I made a gamble that paid off. I did Earth Temple out of logic, and then I got really nervous because Earth Temple was like nearly dead, and then I couldn't find the hook shot. It turns out you did need to go to Earth Temple to get the hook shot, which is stupid. You had to go to Wind Temple, get the wallet, then use the wallet to get the bait bag, then use the bait bag to get the delivery bag, then use the delivery bag to go to Cabana to get power bracelets, to go to Earth Temple to get the spoils bag. No, was it spoils? Yeah.
And the last check. Yeah, spoils at the last check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What is that?
It was that was one of the most disgusting paths I've ever seen.
Yeah, thank God for the logic.
That's a lot of spears. How many was that? Jeez.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, because at minimum that came after you had to get so many items to head into first Tower of the Gods to head into Wind Temple as the second dungeon before that double dip. So in terms of spheres, we're probably in the double digits. That was like one of the highest sphere seeds possible, I have to imagine.
I would say,
sure.
yeah, I got really nervous when I forgot to check the mini boss in Wind Temple. That I think was my #1 mistake. But besides that, I think I'd play this pretty well.
Yeah, we thought that you
So-
might have been in logic because this mini boss was not like it was in logic, but hookshot could not be there logically.
Why could hookshot not be there?
Yeah.
Because you
So
need, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, both the Wizro mini boss and the basement check are both locked behind 2 keys logically. Because of glitchless logic, it doesn't want you to soft lock yourself if you head to the basement first. So that Wizro mini boss, you have to have 2 keys to get there, and you had seen the second small key locked behind a hook shot earlier in the dungeon. So logically, you would have needed to get the hook shot for that second key before the Wizro. Therefore, the Wizro mini boss could not have had hook shot. So that
Oh.
I thought you were gonna skip it on purpose when you decided to leave the first time, and then seeing
No,
you go back
yeah.
for the what ended up being a triple dip. That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of I got. So did I get one of the keys out of logic? Is that what I did? Which one did I get out of logic?
I don't think you got a key out of logic. It's just at the point in the seed you were at, you could have figured out that the Wizro mini boss could not have had hookshot, or it couldn't have had hookshot or iron boots just because of the placement of the key behind the big head. So.
So the
but
big
other
head.
than
You were
that,
supposed to,
I mean-
hookshot's supposed to free Makar. Is that what I'm missing?
It's just the fact that you need 2 small keys to get into Wizro mini boss. And you knew one of them was hookshot locked, so it's like the Wizro mini boss was essentially locked behind hookshot this seed. Therefore, it couldn't have had it.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, you had a 7-minute light arrows. You went to every spiky chest possible. Yeah, Alberto had went straight to Windfall, and then his first check after Windfall was Great Fish. So just about the earliest possible light arrows you could imagine.
Right. Yeah, I was also surprised by the
Yeah,
double bow at Tingle. That was crazy.
Yeah. It was like bow. Oh, another bow. Oh, a third bow. Okay, 7 minutes later. I like that though. Light arrows is very nice for these kinds of seeds, but it ended up just not mattering. It still sucked.
Also, I was nervous. I was gonna, like, because I didn't do the storage strat to get delivered back early, so I was afraid that was gonna bite me in the ass later. But it turned out it didn't really matter that much, anyways. Because you had Note to Mom in Earth Temple, and yeah, you got bait bag there also.
Yeah. So I got nervous. Yeah, I ended up getting it early, but I got. Well, first of all, Earth Temple was pretty barren. I think it only had 2 items that you needed. Spoils Bag was the second one for whatever reason. But I was really worried because I thought, man, if that wallet that locks bait bag, if that's in an inopportune place, then everything I got in Earth Temple doesn't matter because it's way too high in sphere. And then I was like, oh, is Note to Mom supposed to be the final item you get? But nope. Nope, it was Spoils Bag.
There were possibilities where before we knew where the hook shot was, but we knew that you found the spoils bag. This was while you were like in your middle of the triple dip Wind Temple. If Jari had found like one of those wallets at like Western Ferry or one of those random overworld checks, it could have set him up for a very quick go mode to skip through Wind Temple. And I believe Jari ended up skipping a lot more checks, but. One of the more unfortunate parts of this seed wasn't actually at the end, but towards the beginning, Jari got bottlenecked really hard getting into Tower of the Gods. You went from
The mirror
accessible
shield.
to accessible. Yeah, that mirror shield at Pompey and Terra ended up hurting a lot.
That's a gross way to get into Tower of the Gods. Like, on top of that, right? So that's only the beginning of the seed. That's not even...
Yeah.
There's 2 giant bottleneck. There's a bottleneck and a double dip in the 3 worst dungeons, in the 3 slowest dungeons in the rando. So, yeah, crazy. And you had to double dip Wind Temple anyway, so... I don't know, you can't, like, go mode... Like, I was worried that you'd be like, oh, let's just go mode Earth Temple and only get Note to Mom, but nope, you had to full clear it. And you had to double dip Wind Temple. There's just no way around it. There's literally no way around it. Well, actually, there is. I mean, I could have done it if I just didn't go into Wind Temple, but I realized, well, Earth Temple is supposed to be the third dungeon, so the odds are it's probably not going to lead to anything, and of course it did. So I could have just checked Windfall, and I would have been go mode pretty early. So,
Yeah, it was definitely not a fortunate go mode routing for you in the overworld, Alberto, but at that point the damage had been done. Just really, getting into tower early, and then also just the execution this seed was just very clean. Overall, I saw you going for a lot of like consistent but clean strats, like save time, not missing a scale skip in Tower of the Gods, just small things like that. And like no failed swims whatsoever. So it was I don't know how you felt about the execution, but it looked great from our end.
yeah, I would say more routing. I was pretty happy with the execution. Yeah, I think routing could have been a bit cleaner, but like I said, I don't really know how I could have known that Wind Temple didn't have what I needed. I really feel like that was the right play, was going into Wind Temple and hoping I got hookshot in the dungeon. Didn't work out. But other than that, yeah, I think it was pretty happy with my execution. Just a few like minor things, like, you know, like going to Angular and then getting out of the boat and being like, oh yeah, I know that it's path, so I don't even need to check the cave, like, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. If I did better execution this run, we would have been even closer. Because I failed quite a few swims, way more than my average. It's failed amount of swims. So
Unfortunate.
Maybe I would have been at pub again or something by now if I swam.
Yeah, and it's also very hard to execute well with a hard seed like this, and it's also very hard to do Wind Temple without hookshot when you're not used to it. It's very rare to do Wind Temple without hookshot. I've only encountered that 1 or 2 times.
Did you go into Wind Temple without?
I did, yeah, because basically I was at the very end, and I just needed hookshot. Or no, I needed a shard and hookshot or something? I needed 2 items, and I was looking for them, and I was like, well... I did everything before Earth Temple, so literally everything was locked behind Earth Temple, and I even checked the note to Mom. And I was like, okay, well, I know nothing, and everything is locked behind Earth Temple, so let's just go into Wind Temple, because everything else is out of logic. And then I was not rewarded at all.
I prayed that hookshot was just going to be outside Wind Temple, and it was. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy seed. I still can't believe, I don't know what the longest seed we've had in the tournament so far, but that's one of the more painful seeds in general.
Yeah.
I think looking ahead in the bracket, so that is our last best of 1 match. So unfortunately, that does mean mcjawry is going home at this point. A very solid 4th place overall in the tournament, outperforming your seed. So GG's. And
GG's.
Alberto, that you face me in a best of 3 in losers finals, or losers round 5.
Yeah, finals. Wow.
Yeah, so then whoever wins our match has to go up against Mason, who will have a 1-game advantage on the winner's side. So only 3 people left in this bracket. It's really getting down to it. Anything you're going to be working on? Any strats? Anything you're thinking about before your upcoming match? This is totally not me sniping for info. Totally.
I'm not really sure. I think really just mainly just feeling out the logic of the seeds and just having a good idea. I mean, just getting cleaner with, just cleaning it up, making less execution errors. For example, like the hop from Poprint from the cave to the Wizrobe cave, like stuff like that. Like I'm trying to make sure that I'm clean, because that comes up every seed. So making sure that I'm like, you know, clean on those. Other than that, I think it's just cleaning it up and making less like mental mistakes. I think a lot of it's a mental game, especially this seed. It's very mental.
Yeah, you have to, you're in a war with the logic in a seed like this, and it's just hitting you over the head with more and more bad paths. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. Obviously, we'll get in contact and we'll get that going, get that in the works sometime soon. A lot of these matches just kind of happen. They're put together a day or two beforehand. So if you want to keep an eye on these matches, you should join the Wind Waker HD Randomizer Discord. I don't know if I'm going to get slapped for sending a link in this channel, but I can drop a link to this Discord. Let's see.
I think you should be able to.
Let's see. Yay, okay. It looks like
Yay.
it worked, and I did not get auto-modded, so that is a link to the Wind Waker HD Randomizer Discord. If you're not in there already, hop in there to keep an eye on any upcoming matches, keep an eye on the bracket, and try out the rando. If you like what you see, I totally recommend it for any and everyone. No matter your experience, it's so fun. So, but I think that's gonna do it from us. From my end, I don't have any more questions. Turn it over to you guys. Anything left to say?
No, fair game.
Yeah, GG.
GG. Yeah. It's a tough match. GG.
I'm banned from generating seeds.
Yeah. Well, they're about as bad as I usually get. I've gotten some pretty bad ones.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's a challenge.
I'll add my GGs. Thank you, both Alberto and mcjawry, for that race. Please, if you're not following the runners, please give them both a follow, as well as our commentators for today, Josha and Chroma, and our tracker, La Patate. One of these days I'm going to learn how to say that. Keep an eye on the ZSR schedule. Plenty more coming up over the next few days. Gonna head on over to the ZSR main channel where we've got a Skyward Sword All Sanity. This thing's supposed to go for like 8 hours. I don't know where it is, but
Oh my god.
this
Wow.
rando just it looks ugly. Go enjoy that. We will see you back here soon. Appreciate you all for being here, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, all.
You too.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.